Next up is Norwich versus Millwall up at Carrow Road, where I'm told by one of our subscribers that Millwall haven't won in 21 games. So not a good hunting ground, but they're going to get the point in this one. 0-0. Some sense, a bit of a attack against defence game, but we'll have a look at the numbers. For Millwall, so Białkowski in goal, Hutchison, Wallace, Cooper across the back there, Romeo, Malone as wing-backs, Thompson, Woods. They've gone for Bodvarsson, interestingly, in this one with Ferguson and Wallace. I say that about Bodvarsson, maybe in this type of game where Gary Rowett knows they're going to have to defend, they're going to have to press, they're going to have to be very good without the ball. They're always very good without the ball, Rowett's Millwall. But Bodvarsson is very, very decent in terms of just triggering the press and running and leading from the front in that way. Norwich, well, they're still without Zimmerman, so it's Hamley and Gibson at the back. And they're still playing a central midfielder at left back there in Sørensen. He's played 3 games in English football, all at left back, and came as a central midfielder. He can't get in there because Skip and Ruck play every game. And that is completely unchanged, isn't it, indeed? So Placheta, Stiepermann and Buendia is the very 18-19 looking through off the front. Only Onel Hernandez not around there. And Teemu Pukki is up top on his own after a couple of games experimenting with Hugel and Pukki. Pukki back in the goals very effectively at Bristol City. Here is the closest that Norwich are going to come. Nice move this one. You can see Max Aarons up in the box has got forward. Well, across it comes to Placheta. And I know that goalkeeper very well. That's the ex-Ipswich goalie Białkowski. When he's beaten, he falls to his knees and doesn't even make the dive. And that one hits the post. Unlucky there, Placheta. Here is Emi Buendia. Nice quick transition there. Quick nod to Jake Cooper there, who's narrowed the angle nicely. But Buendia would think he would be scoring from there. He puts it straight at Białkowski. And then the replay comes from him and he completely miskicks it. Millwall didn't have much attacking joy. But look, they could steal this one. It's a low percentage chance, but Williams hits it very well. And look, clips the top of the crossbar there. Tim Krul in excellent form has been saving everything in the Norwich goal as well. So Millwall do have that caveat of hitting the post. But when we have a look at the numbers, you'll see quite heavily skewed in Norwich's favour. 61% on the possession. 27 shots. I saw a good tweet about this by Blades Analytic. Jay, go and give him a follow because he really looked at the shot data in this game. And 7 shots on target, 11 off. The shot data did say that Norwich struggled to create very many decent chances against the Millwall low block. And this has been a theme of Norwich's season. They were so good in 18-19 that teams are now turning up. We've seen Derby do it. Birmingham do it. I'm not sure that Wickham and Rotherham actually did. I think they maybe had more of a go. And now perhaps Millwall did it. And in those games, it's difficult to tell. It depends how you read it. Whether it's a case of that they stuck to their principles. They kept moving the ball. They didn't lob it in the box. And in those games, it took a while to break down and maintain narrow wins. And of course, in the game against Derby, they actually lost. And in this game, they've drawn. So would it be fair to say that they've had some difficulty breaking down low blocks? Look, low blocks are hard to break down, and take it as a very big compliment that teams are coming that way. But what I will say is going forward, it's certainly going to be something that Norwich are going to have to figure out, stacked defences against them. Look, they blew everybody away in 18-19, but maybe we know the element of surprise was there, certainly up until Christmas in 18-19, and then everyone realised that, look, they're going to win the league here, and maybe a few teams shut up shop. But so 2 big chances to Norwich, none to Millwall would suggest the pattern of the game is as I've put. Norwich up in 3rd though, and given the other results last night, in the context of their run of games, it's not actually that bad result. Only, Watford and Stoke could catch them tonight, but they play one another, and they'll probably draw 0-0 themselves anyway, won't they? So if you're looking big picture from Norwich, they're absolutely fine. 18 points in 10 and a nice unbeaten run. And one of two things will happen, as I kept saying with Norwich and coming up against these stacked defences. Either they'll improve during the season and they'll be good enough to break them down and they'll generally get results, or they won't be good enough and a stacked defence will work against Norwich. I'd be interested to actually figure out how many stacked defences they've found, and I think generally if the results are generally positive, then there's not too much to worry about from a Norwich point of view. And look, they're in third place and the results are coming. So in terms of Millwall on the edge of the playoffs, churning out 1.6 points per game, which will probably get them into the playoffs. Enough grind, enough competitiveness, and the sense with Millwall that it's not Norwich away that will define whether they get into the playoffs or not. It is, frankly, looking at those bottom 8, it's Wednesday at home, Wycombe at home, Derby at home, Forest, Coventry, Rotherham, QPR, Barnsley at home that will define whether or not Millwall get into the playoffs or not. I think they've got enough stability and stoicism to do that. They just need to make sure that they win the games against the teams that are going to end up down in that bottom 8, and they should be fine. And if they do get in the playoffs, they'll look at a game like this and say, okay, that might be the tactic in the away game in the playoffs against a Norwich or a Brentford or a Bournemouth or a Watford or a Stoke or any of those teams, Swansea, that we think may finish up there. Reading, before all their fans shoot me in the comments. So that would be my take on that one. And we learn ever more about these two teams, Norwich in particular, as we go. Norwich 0, Millwall 0. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button to see more videos from this channel. Hit the subscribe button and to be notified every time we upload. Ring the bell for those notifications to come through on your device. If you really want to support the channel and me as a content creator, I will be eternally grateful if you head over to the merch store and grab something, or support over on Patreon, patreon.com/Benjamin Bloom. Thank you for your time. Go and watch another video.